doing? I hope you all are doing well. We get things set up here. But things are going pretty good. I got some new movies last night that I was kind of interested in checking out. And so I've been watching one. I've watched one of them. Watched one of them already. It was My Neighbor Totoro. It wasn't a bad movie, but it was okay. So I've got 3 more to check out. There are also other Ghibli films. One I don't think I've watched in a while. At least I remember the name of it. Because what I got was Castle in the Sky, Ponyo, Kiki's Delivery Service, and My Neighbor Totoro. Just wanted to check them out, though, so... Any fictional character, huh? Well, that's kind of a tough one. Maybe if I were gonna go close to my personality, maybe... the character I named my Twitch channel after, Tomaso from QED. Let's see, so I should definitely... And QED is like a manga. It's named after a mathematical thing. I'm not too sure if it exists outside of math, but it's usually used at the end of math proofs. But it's a mystery manga with some pretty interesting things to think about and math-related stuff. But the more recent chapters aren't as math-related as the old ones are. You got some mathematical problems like the NP problems, a mention of the Millennium puzzles, the Millennium Prize puzzles. Okay. So, got there. But as for... yeah, I did answer that. But as for you guys, is your answer to today's question of the day? if you're not seeing it, then the command in this title of the stream should bring it up for you. And I'll be able to respond to you right now, unlike the other times that I mention it. Because when I'm mentioning it, it's usually when I'm on break. And I guess another thing that kind of came up was this month is my birthday month. And so I've got quite a bit going on with that. And just to let you all know, because of what's going on there, I probably won't be picking up a game anytime soon. Like, if I do, so pretty much if I get done with this game that I've been streaming, it'll probably be a game of my random choice, depending on what I feel like. Genshin's obviously going to be part of that, and so I've got some story in Genshin to deal with. But yeah, once I get done with this and the Genshin story, then I've got nothing, and I've got things coming up to the point where I can't really pick up any games. Alright. The link has been shared out. So, I'm gonna take this chance to go get a drink like I usually do. And then I will get things. And then I will get the game set up and get things over, and we can finally get started. In the meantime, you guys do whatever you need to do to prepare to relax and such, but if you need something to do, be sure to check out today's question of the day, like I said before. If you don't see it, then the command in the title of the stream while I'm live should bring it up for you, and I will check on the responses to that when I get back. Alright, I'm back, and it doesn't look like I missed anything. So I'm gonna switch inputs, get the game up, and then we can get started. Alright. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. Like I said earlier, I got some new movies for Ghibli films, which were Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, and Kiki's Delivery Service. I've only watched My Neighbor Totoro, and I don't really remember Kiki's Delivery Service, but I think I've seen it before. So those would be interesting for me to watch, but right now I'm kind of interested in getting through this. I'm not too sure how far I'll get in it. I know that I'm at the final chapter, though, with what I've dealt with before. So, here's how things are gonna go down. The stream will go either until I finish this, likely, or if it takes too long for my liking, I'm going to keep going a different day. So I don't know how long this is going to be. I just know that it's going to be the final chapter. And if like I said, if I get to the end today, then that'll be it for this game. I don't plan to go through the extras or Revelations mode. Definitely not Revelations mode. But depending on how things play out, like how long I get through this and such, I might do the extras on a random day. But I don't feel like going through Revelations mode. So let's get on with this. Alright. Okay, there we go. And we call for that person. Alright, I remember it now. I went outside, ignored the monster, and shouted, "Sheep! Sheep!" Suddenly the world turned gray and that person appeared before me. So we kind of failed again, huh? I wonder how this is gonna play out, because the sheep might be annoyed here compared to what happened last time when we reached this point. But let's see. Suddenly the world turned gray and that person appeared before me. You dumbass! You dumbass! You dumbass!
出たな羊さん。いきなりバカの三聖将とはひどいじゃないか。
There you are, and 3 dumbasses. That's mean? No, 3 dumbasses? That's mean. Read the mood. I ain't Ogon Bat. I told you never to come back here again. And I understand why he's angry here.
3回それぞれに意味があったのか。なるほど、なるほど。
Oh, so each of the 3 was for a separate thing. I see, I see. What now, huh? What do we do about this? There's no way to recover.
フォローは不要です。
We don't have to. Huh?
全部謎は解けました。
I have everything figured out. I said that with a serious tone.
いや、そう言われても、ほら見ろバケモン。なんかビーム的なやつを発射してんじゃねえか。
Wait, does that matter now? Ah, look, the monster's launching some beams now. I kind of wished we had video footage of this. Like, the reaction here is funny, but just want to see these beams that he's mentioning.
ありゃ町一つは吹き飛びましたね。
There goes the city. Ah, so this is like Nappa, huh? Nappa when he comes to Earth.
なんなのお前のその感じ。警告を破った以上、ありゃてめえの責任だぞこんちくしょう。
What's with your attitude? You went against the warning, so that's your responsibility. You sheep shit idiot.
畜生に畜生と言われるなんて。
I got called sheep shit by a sheep.
殺す。てめえだけは俺が手ずからぶっ殺す。
You're dead. I'll kill you right now.
事件の解決のためには時間が足りないんですよね。
You need time to solve this thing, right? Resolving this incident wouldn't be easy. There were 3 things that had to be done. I had to stop the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast. I had to deal with the master of the loop, who wanted the monster's resurrection. And I had to deal with the Migurama, the leaders of the feast. The first one would be the hardest. I had to prepare for it, for the big
羊さん
act.
お願いです。
Sheep, I need your help.
巻き戻りが始まるよりできるだけ前に巻き戻してくれませんか。
Can you send me as far back as possible?
だからもう二度はねえって言っただろうが。絶対気づかれるから戻すのは一度きりだってよ。
I told you there wouldn't be a second time. They'll notice me if I do it now.
気づかれてもいいです。
That's fine. Huh?
気づかれた場合のリスクってあなたがもう夢を操れなくなるってことですよね。
Let them know. The only risk of doing that is that you won't be able to control the dream again.
つまりあなたも僕も巻き戻りに飲み込まれて記憶も維持できずただ延々同じことを繰り返す。
That means that you and me both would be taken in by the loop, no longer store our memories and just repeat the same things.
そうだが
You ain't wrong.
つまり今回また羊さんの力で巻き戻る。羊さんが気づかれて夢に巻き込まれる。
So I'll go back using your powers and you'll be noticed and consumed by the
そ
dream.
こから死なずに全部解決すれば問題なくないですか？
But it'll all be fine if I just solve the problem, right? But how is he gonna remember it if he doesn't remember everything that we've learned so far? That's what I'm curious about. Because without our memories, that doesn't have too much of a way to solve things. So who knows what's gonna go on here? But it'll all be fine if I just solve the problem, right?
問題は3つある。
There's 3 problems.
まず今のスターティングポイントから何日前まで戻せるかはわからねえ。下手すりゃ数時間が関の山かもしれない。
First, I have no idea how much time before the starting point I can go back to. Could be just a few
次
hours.
にその時にお前と俺の記憶を保持できるかは賭けになる。夢操作の瞬間に捕まらない保証はない。
Next, it'd be a gamble whether you'll keep your memories. There's no guarantee they won't be lost when I manipulate the dream. And there we go, just what I said, Mr. Sheep. But then again, we don't know how Chiemi has her memories of the events. We just know that it's not as flawless as Haruaki's.
最後にマジで全部解決できるんだろうな。
Lastly, you sure you can solve it all?
変な。
Don't mess around.
ノーダメージクリアについて自信が揺らいだだけです。
I'm just not sure if I can do this flawlessly. And that's an unreasonable answer from you.
やってみせますよ。最悪ちょっとばかりダメージを受けるかもしれませんが、それならまあ確実です。
I'll do it for sure though. At worst I'll suffer some damage, but I'll still pull it off, I
ああ
guess.
じゃ困んだよ。
Guessing won't
じ
do.
ゃあ絶対を保証します。その代わりあなたの仕事にも絶対の保証をください。
Then I guarantee I'll do it. In exchange, you swear that you'll do your
最
part.
低でも振り出しから丸1日は時間を稼いでください。あと記憶の保持は絶対確実にお願いします。
At worst, give me at least one whole day since the starting point and make my memories as complete as
一
possible.
つでも取りこぼしたら僕の保証はなくなりますからね。
See, wait. Yeah, I see. If I lose just one thing, my guarantee will be void.
調子乗りやがって。
Don't get uppity with me now.
巻き戻さねえとこの国が終わる。てめえ分かってて逃げ場をなくしただろ。
Well, if I don't turn it back, this country will be over. You knowingly left me no other choice, didn't ya?
はい、
Yes.
実のところそのくらい腹をくくらないとこの黒幕は倒せないです。
I'd say this kind of resolve is actually necessary to beat this bad guy.
失敗したらお前何がどうなっても殺すからな。
Mess up and I'll kill you, got it?
え
Yes.
いいだろう。
Fine.
いでよ100万匹分の羊の糞。
Come shit from a million sheep.
ちょっと待ってくださいよ。
Wait, hold on.
せてめえの勝手放題を100万トンの汚物の中でちった反省しながら死ね。
Shut up, drown in 1 million tons of It is how you deserve to die after what you pulled.
1頭あたり1トンの換算だとすると一体何ヶ月分の糞に相当するのか。
1 ton per sheep. Just how many months worth of shit is that? sheep suffering from constipation for so long that they have that much built up.
もう1億トンでいいわ。
100 million it is.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My apology went unheard. Wait, ooh. So we're at a day before the typical starting point, huh? That's interesting. So I wonder how much we're gonna find out now. 'Cause this is the final chapter and we get a longer period of time. Yeah, shit. Huh? I woke up. This unpleasant awakening and the general discomfort in the room. It was that awful inn I'd visited.
お目覚めですか?
Awake, I see.
うわ、また中井が勝手に入ってきた。
Whoa, a hostess came in just like that? At least it wasn't that needlessly energetic proprietress.
夕べはお楽しみでしたね。
Last night sure was fun.
もうだいぶ前のことだから思い出せない。そういうことにしよう。それがいい。思い出したくない。
It's been a while, so assume I don't really remember it. That's for the best. I don't want to remember it.
はい。
Excuse me?
いえ、なんでもないです。こっちの話です。
Nothing, just talking to
朝
myself.
食はどうなさいますか?
Would you like some breakfast?
絶対いいです。
I'm good, thank you.
連泊は
Staying again?
死んでもいいです。
I'd rather die.
寂しい。
How sad.
今度個人的に恨みがあるやつを50人くらい合宿と称して来させるんで、ぜひもてなしてやってください。
I'll point about 50 people I don't like to this place so you can take care of them. What kind of service did he get to say this?
超助かる。
That help.
チェックアウトで。
I'm checking out.
毎度あり。
Thank you. What was with this place? Anyway, since I was staying here, that meant I checked the calendar on my phone and found out that it was Saturday, May 10th. I'd get lost at the mountain on the night of the 11th, and the mist would come at the evening of the 12th. And from what I could tell, I could remember everything. From what I recalled, this was Chiimi's first restarting point. I was upset I couldn't tell her about this, but I hoped she'd remembered everything too. Anyway, it looked like the sheep did what it had to. Now I just have to fix the problem. Well, it worked out. I wrote something down and left the inn. It was a list containing things I needed and things I had to do to solve the problem. I knew the 3 things I had to do pretty well. I had to stop the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast. I had to deal with the monster of the loop, who wanted the monster's resurrection. No, the master of the loop who wanted the monster's resurrection. I had to deal with the Migurama, the leaders of the feast. Things wouldn't be solved if at least one of them wasn't cleared, and unlike before, I only had one chance. It'd be pretty boring if I messed up after all. This resolution, I'd just take it easy. Humming the song of the same name, I slowly parked my bike. After filling up the tank at the nearest place, I looked at the map again. The main road was packed right now. I had to pick the quickest route while avoiding it. I didn't know the lay of the land, but I knew my destination, so it wouldn't be hard to get there. From my current perspective, the me from weeks, no months ago, had abandoned all responsibility and just wandered aimlessly out of frustration and an abundance of free time. I was different now. I had a goal, a place I had to go to, and people who needed me. Thus, I didn't have to hesitate anymore. I had to hurry. To Fujiyoshi. The misty place once called the Werewolf Village, the misty garden of God. Alright. I went without any breaks, stopping only to refuel, and finally arrived. Honestly, I could barely stand, but my thirst and hunger were way worse. I had to rest at least once, seriously. My thoughts were dulled. I needed to raise my blood sugar. But there was something I had to do before that.
小生
Hello.
無事戻りましたよ、羊さん。
I'm back, sheep. Calling her a sheep this time, huh? I do want to see how this plays out. Because why would he call her that? Like, they both didn't talk to him too nicely, but I want to see what the connection is here, how they connect.
てめえ、一体何が何言ってんだ
Cough, cough, huh? You, what, huh? What the hell are you saying, huh?
いや、バレないと思ったんですか？あなたでしょ、羊さんの正体。
What? You thought I wouldn't figure it out? You're the sheep, aren't you?
知らねえよ、帰れよ。
I don't know what you're on about. Get out!
今の反応で言い逃れようって根性がすごいですが、いいんですけど。
I'm amazed you're trying to talk your way out of this while acting like that. Oh well.
なんでわかったんだよ。
How do you know? Well, the only thing so far is how much she helped him. That's kind of the only suspicious thing that I could pick up, other than the fact that they were both a bit hostile to him. But then again, the way that they were speaking wasn't necessarily the same. So how do you know?
あなたみたいに切れたファッションの女性はこの辺にいませんよ。せいぜい100円均一ファッションが限度です。
You're the only woman with such insane fashion sense around these parts. The locals gotta go to 100 yen shops for their fashion. And how does that relate to this, huh?
あと、何の腹積もりもない人間だったら、最初にあんな道を進めないでしょうよ。
And no person without ulterior motives would recommend that road.
そんなことかよ。ほとんど釣りじゃねえか。
That's all? What a stretch. I agree, it is a stretch. Like, he's not wrong in what he's saying from everything that we've been through. But this would be a stretch.
すみません。それはともかく、 何か食べるものをください。
Sorry, anyway, give me something to
廃
eat.
棄前の弁当だったらタダで食わせてやるよ。
Hold on, guys. I've got something to get through here. Didn't seem to be too much to deal with, but just something I had to know there. Okay. Let's see here. So, you can have the almost expired stuff for free.
設定に忠実なんですね。
Loyal to the role, huh?
うるせえな。
Shut it. Now that's something even more incriminating there.
おごりはありがたくいただくとして、少々面倒な仕入れを頼みたいんですが、
I'll take the freebies, but I'd like to order some strange things.
ここはコンビニだぞ。と一応は言うけど。
Sir, this is a convenience store. I gotta say that, you know.
今更でしょ。
As if that matters at this point.
手のかかるやつだな。
Damn, you're a pain.
これがメモです。
Here's a note.
だこれ。ざけんな。いくらかかんだこんなもん。
What the hell? Piss off with this shit. How much is this gonna
無理
cost?
ですか？
Can't get it?
待ってろ。
Just wait.
ありがとうございます。あとは任せてください。
Thank you. Leave the rest to me.
マジでこのまま行く気か。休んで行った方がいいんじゃねえの。
You sure you're gonna go in that state? Shouldn't you rest a bit?
そんな顔色悪く見えますか？僕。
Do I look that
むしろ
bad?
一発決めたみてえに血色いいから逆に心配してんだ。
No, actually, you look like you're ready to take on the world, and that's what worries
踏
me.
ん張りどころでぽっきり折れんじゃねえぞ。
Don't overdo it and snap under
心
pressure.
配させて、すみませんね。
Sorry for making you worry.
ところで僕は、あなたたちに無言のうちにいいように利用されているんじゃないか、という疑惑が急激に浮上したんですが、
By the way, I just realized that I might have been used by you people without realizing it.
なぜ僕が謝っている？
Oh, why am I the one
気に
apologizing?
すんな。
Don't worry about it. Ha 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 ha, this little.
いいんですけどね。楽しかったね。で終わりさえすれば。
Well, whatever, I just want to be able to end it with hey, that was fun.
ちなみに、敵には見つかったんです？
By the way, did the enemy find you?
少なくともあっちは異変には気づいた。今は逃げ回ってるが、尻尾掴まれるのも時間の問題だ。
They've realized something's wrong. I'm on the run right now, but they'll have me soon. Their enemy was the mastermind, the creator of the loop. She was probably fighting her own battle already, one beyond my area of expertise.
まあ、せいぜい逃げ回ってやるよ。その間、あっちがお前の動きに気づくのをごまかせるかもしれねえ。
Well, I'll run as fast as I can. Maybe I'll be a good distraction while you do your thing.
それは、とても助かります。よ
That'll
ろしくお願いし
help.
ますね。
That'll help a lot. Please do
こ
so.
っちからも聞いていいか。
Can I ask something now?
はい。ええ、もちろん。
Sure, go
いつ
ahead.
までこの茶番続くんだよ。
How long are you gonna continue this act?
これっきりですよ。
This is the last time.
まあ、生きて帰ったら、ぶん殴るのは勘弁してやる。
Well, if you come back alive, I'll spare you the punch. She used me for all I was worth, then said she'd punch me if I died. It was kind of amazing, really. I couldn't tell if she was one hell of a tsundere or just insane. See ya.
あ、
Yeah. I hid my impression and just got back to my bike. The tons of stuff I had on me made a rustling sound. Through my dozens of times being killed by Jamie, I'd memorized the path here so well that I was sick of it. I passed the small overpass, stopped my bike at the boulder, and took off my helmet. This might have been an Okiba too, a sign leading to Fujiyoshi and Yasumizu. I placed the bike under a tree by the side of the road, placed what I had on the ground and locked the bike. Then I hung the helmet's ring over the chain lock. After that, I opened the large mountaineering bag and took out whatever I needed right now. A headlamp. It was a bit big, but fit well, shone bright, lasted long, and was resistant to water. And this was a mountaineering stick. I had already unpacked it in the store. I had to make sure I didn't get hurt. With my time becoming limited, I had to buy safety with money. I put on the backpack, putting the weight of all the stuff in it on my shoulders. I had to hurry. I'd wasted an entire hour just getting there. The distant sounds of water became louder, and I finally began my way through the darkness and arrived at Saranaga Rapids. I unhesitantly took off my pants, got in some loose trunks, and covered my feet in work tabi and climbing sandals. I placed my clothes in the waterproof backpack, closed it, and put it on again. Through my fights with Jamie, I found out that crossing Saranaga was pretty dangerous. It'd be too pathetic if I fell and died here. I just couldn't let that happen. Anyway, it was time to go. All the rustling coming from the backpack felt like someone was laughing at me, saying that my worries were for nothing and that I was jumping at shadows. The cold stream of May numbed my skin, and it felt like it was trying to sap the warmth from my body. But I couldn't give up. If I did, this would all have been for nothing. Too many people would suffer. However, I wasn't motivated by some sort of justice, a sense that I had to protect them. I was just interested in the fact that this struggle would end up saving so many lives. It was an amazing trade. I also wanted to get even with some people and set myself free of this one-sided obligation. It was a selfish motivation, but that was exactly why I could give my all to it. I made it through the water and reached the other side. Naturally, there was no girl sawing off her shotguns here, or flashlights she brought. Not this day, anyway. Not this day, anyway. I arrived. Everything was as expected so far. No, I dropped the climbing stick in the water, so that wasn't great. It was within my margin of error, though. I had to calm down. Getting distracted by my mistakes would keep me from focusing. I looked at my phone. It was out of service range, of course. The time was 12:53 a.m., pretty early. It worked out. I changed my clothes and shoes, then got up on the cliff. Shit. My memory told me that the cliff was the most dangerous place, especially for a non-local like myself. I tried to be careful, obviously, but the other stick I used for climbing broke. I almost Hey, Justice. Things are going good. I'm just relaxing here while starting the final chapter, though. The chapter of the end, though. I did get some movies yesterday from Walmart. It's kind of interested in watching them. Was just a 4-film Ghibli collection. Thought it would be nice to check them out. But what about you, Justice? How are you doing? Let's see. I tried to be careful, obviously, but the other stick I used for climbing broke. I almost fell and reflexively used my hands, cutting them on the sharp stone. After making it up the cliff, I took out some whiskey, disinfected the wounds, and applied some first aid with a handkerchief. Thinking about what I'd do next, this wound is really painful. Maybe I had to loop backhand. Loop back, but I thought this was the last chance. Oh, of course that line of thinking would become habitual. It was a good thing I'd over-prepared. I had only one life now, so I had to keep that in mind. With that slight shift in mentality, I got back to work. The first one of the 3 objectives. I had to stop the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast, and this was actually the hardest thing to do. Thus, I had to be both extremely careful and extra prepared. I would be proving a hypothesis. I'm glad you're doing alright, Justice. I was really pissed I hadn't thought of this sooner. I'd have loved to try it when resetting was still an option, but I was pretty confident I was right. If it wasn't here, it had to be in another place that I knew well, but this one seemed way more likely. I began preparing. I took out the 20-meter long climbing rope. I had 5 spares, 100 meters in the bag too, of course. They took up the most space in the backpack. Freeing one of them up, I tied it up as if I was preparing to hang someone in the feast. Passing one swivel ring through the rope and hanging the other one on another climbing rope, I made a 40-meter rope. It was enough to cover a cliff this tall. With this, I now had a way down below the hanging pine. I fixed the stopper I'd already tied to my waist on the rope and created a lifeline for myself. At least I thought I did, but I had no experience with this. Still, I had to do it. Holding on to the rope, I began slowly going down. At first, I spun around, messed up while handing the stopper, slid down a few times, and was generally on the verge of getting myself killed. Yeah. Me, I would probably said the same thing I said earlier today. I would probably be the main character of a manga called QED. That's where I took my Twitch name Tomaso from. What is that? He's the main character. He's like a 10-year-old graduate from MIT in mathematics, and he goes around solving a lot of cases. Plenty of cases use mathematical ideas to solve them, at least in the early portions. But now in the later ones, it's mostly like just straight mystery solving, and the only thing math related is you see QED come up. That's the name of the manga, as well as a thing that actually exists in math that typically ends the math proofs. So that's about the only thing that shows up in mathematics in the manga these days, is that QED there. But again, it's kind of hard to say, because I'm not exactly like him. Probably thinking wise, I might be a bit like him, but not a one-to-one. Let's see. Back to here. Eventually, I began stopping the spin by touching the grass and branches on the cliff and figured out how to rappel down slowly. Yeah. Let's see. Finding what I was looking for while climbing down was hard work. I felt water drop on my forehead and thought it was rain, only to realize it was actually blood from my hands falling from the rope above me. Oh my. So he kind of skinned his hands from rope burn, huh? That made me keenly aware of the pain and pressure from using my aching hands. It brought back my exhaustion, drowsiness, and muscle pain. It came with a mental fatigue, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. Why was I doing this? The stupidity of it came back to me. What if this was all for nothing? Of course it was. Shit. Before I knew it, I was muttering some pointless profanities. I felt like it would help me shake off the urge to cry, the pain, the misery, and the patheticness. Even so, it had to be here. The entrance had to be close. All of Yasumizu had taken it for granted that people had to be hanged from the pine. That wasn't word of mouth or anything. It was an idea that came naturally, and it was with them their whole lives. That meant that this was pretty much the work of God. However, the idea of hanging one side of the rope on the tree and the other on the neck then pushing the victim off felt illogical. Why would it feel... Oh, thanks. That does sound kind of interesting. Let's see here. But as I was going to say, like, why would the hanging here seem illogical? Because the crow has to determine people from being hanged, and the tree is about the best place to do it. They're not gonna do it in the dining hall after all. Were they doing it because the only cleanup they had to do then was cutting the rope? Well, during the feasts, the corpses did fall to Saranaga every now and then. The lack of sound had to be God's doing, but that wasn't always the case. Now, the lack of sound is definitely a big thing to bring up here. So let's see if this investigation here proves anything. Oh, you are, huh? Don't think I've heard of Mercy Brown, though. Let's see. Some corpses had been caught on the cliff or fell on the riverbank. Whenever that happened, the body was not only cleaned up, it became a very real bother, reeking and full of disease. If you just wanted to hang the victim, all you had to do was put the rope over a branch and pull it up. That was often done outside of here. Well, he's right about that, but the problem with this recommendation or his thinking about it is that the victim mainly struggles in here, whereas you've got some instances in this story where the victim was struggling before ultimately succumbing after getting the vote. But then there are times where their neck snaps like the preferred thing for it is, or in Haru's case, they lose their head because of the hanging calculations. But it's the way that he's proposing it here, it just leads to a lot of suffering. So that could be a way, like, yes, there's suffering in all deaths, pretty much, but the way you go with what he's suggesting is quite a horrible thing to think about. Well, yeah, let's see. That was often done outside of here, huh? Alright. So I read it. If what mattered to them was dropping the body in Saranaga, then pushing them off was enough. Now this I can agree with what he's saying, that pushing them would be just as good because of how dangerous the surface is. Because you got water and a lot of rocks, so that would definitely make more sense than the other thing that I was thinking of. Even if they were just focusing on making a kill certain, there weren't many times they could actually do this. I didn't think that a murder method that had only been done every several dozen or so years would become part of Yasumizu's common soul. That seemed special. So oh, interesting. I never heard of her then, but since she's part of vampire lore, Justice, it makes me think that she's got, like, some connection to Elizabeth Bathory. It's kind of young, at least in our modern way of thinking. But that is kind of interesting, and like I said, kind of makes me think that there's like some connection with Elizabeth Bathory, like not relationship connection, but when you kind of look at Count Dracula, who we all know is a vampire in this day and age, in comparison to Vlad the Impaler, who was Dracula's namesake, they all line up with vampire lore. But yeah, the thing about Count Dracula, though, at least from what I've heard, is when Stoker was coming up with his count there that we all know today, he looked into a lot of vampire mythology and stories, and when you go digging into those kind of resources, names like Elizabeth Bathory shows up in it. So maybe Mercy Brown showed up there too, kind of thing. But who knows? Because from what I remember, Stoker's Dracula was like an amalgamation of vampire lore at the time, and I could definitely kind of see it thanks to having read Dracula, thanks to Project Gutenberg. That's a good site for anyone that wants to check out some of the classics. They don't have everything there, but if it's in public domain, they've likely got it. So they've got like Treasure Island and the 4 books of Sherlock Holmes that Conan Doyle wrote, and even the first story to feature Hercule Poirot are there, called The Mysterious Ferret Dials. They've also got Yellow Room, which I read thanks to a recommendation listing in one Detective Conan volume. I kind of forget what volume it is at this point, but I just remember seeing it in Detective Conan, because Detective Conan at the back has, if the manga volumes, has a little thing that recommends people check out various detectives. They could be either in books like Kogoro Eikichi or Lupin, or they could just be criminals, Lupin being one of the criminals, and also Hannibal being a criminal mentioned in there. But yeah, Yellow Room is by the same guy that did Phantom of the Opera, if I remember correctly. And so when I was reading Dracula there, from that place, it was kind of interesting. He didn't turn into just the bats that we're familiar with. He even turned into a dog. And we see that dog form in the beginning. Anyway, let's get back to this. That seemed especially unlikely when, for the past 500 or so years, the locals only used the feast to control the local community. In that case, I imagined that the truth was different. The hanging wasn't for killing. It was to meet God. That unique way of praying, where they joined their hands and hid their faces, had to represent the remains of the lifeline they'd held before God. Thus, I'd surely arrive there if I went down. I believe that. Believe. Suddenly something appeared. about midway down the cliff, one of the links between the climbing rope, I found a large boulder sticking out from the bottom directly across from me. It was large enough to stand on. They were pine saplings on it, probably children of the hanging pine. It looked suspicious. I had to get there. So I began swinging. Moving my legs and waist, I slowly created a swinging motion. Ah, I see. So they didn't discover her in the decomposing state, huh? Because from what I remember of why people got the idea of vampires existing was because at that time we didn't understand decomposition, and so them actually seeing a decomposing body underground and not understanding what they were seeing, they just assumed that they became a vampire. And from what you described, it doesn't seem like she had that kind of thing happen to her. Let's see here. The climbing rope made noise as I clung to it. The fear of it disconnecting and the fear of hitting the boulder struggled violently, but I managed to ignore them. When the swinging... When the swing was good enough, I waited for when I was over the boulder and stuck my legs out. I ended up having to grab onto the little pines and my hands hurt like hell because of the prickliness, but that didn't matter now. I adjusted my headlamp and started examining the place more thoroughly. Bingo. Right behind all the growth here, there was an aged wooden torii. Yeah. I felt my vigor return, but I needed to press on. Behind the torii, there was an aged door sealed by decayed chains. I pulled on it, and the chains just broke, letting me go in. This is no way to hide a god, people of Fujiyoshi. I opened the door wide, hunched down, and a disease, huh? I do wonder what kind of disease, because I remember asking someone once involved in history, I forget if they were like in the actual field as an archaeologist or just one of the adjacent fields that they would be consulting with, like a historian. But essentially, I asked him once, like, how do we know how these people died? Because there are some obvious things like blunt trauma and such from past methods like death, like crucifixion and that. But then you've got the so-called peaceful deaths that are like, how do we know that they died that way? Like through some other disease and that. So she's in the New England territory, huh? Kinda interesting. I'm not too sure that I'd want to go to Rhode Island either, not because it's gonna be scary, or at least going to see that is scary. It's just kind of far out and just makes me wish even more that we had maglev trains here in the States, but we don't. Because I prefer traveling on ground. Like, yes, air travel is pretty fast and it's nice and convenient, but I just feel more comfortable traveling on the ground. Let's see here. I opened the door wide, hunched down, and stuck my head into the hole. It was big enough for a crouching adult to pass through. It was a hole in the side of the cliff, angled slightly upward. It was an artificial place created by digging through the rock here. Oh, and as I was saying earlier, I asked the person how they knew people of the past died, and she actually said that there's some diseases that actually affect the bones, so they can tell from that if it's a disease like that. But otherwise, I don't think there's any way to really be able to tell how someone died from the skeleton if you don't have anything like trauma injuries and that. Let's see, back to here. It's an artificial... Ah, I see. So she died of the Red Death, huh? Because I remember that kind of being said to be a big problem around Edgar Allan Poe's time. And of course, Edgar Allan Poe is also one of the early writers of detective fiction, interestingly enough, because he predates Lupin with his... no, not Lupin. He predates Sherlock with his character Dupin. And Dupin can be confused easily with the infamous thief Lupin. But yeah, the Red Death was a big problem in Poe's time, from what I hear. So I'm not surprised Mercy Brown suffered from it. Let's see. It was an artificial place created by digging through the rock here. It was dry inside, probably due to the slope and the door protecting it. Alright. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but it was pretty damn close. Now I needed to secure a way to get here from the bottom, create a camp, and take away the root from the top. Thankfully, the young trees here were firmly planted and had large trunks, so I could easily tie a climbing rope around them and make my way down. With this and that, I successfully went down to the riverside below. I then got back up to the hanging pine, got my stuff, and took care of the climbing rope. Some would come to the graveyard before the mist began, so they'd know something was up if they saw the rope. It didn't all go to waste then. I had to hide until the mist came. This too was part of stopping the people. Ah, that is kind of sad. But also pretty interesting, too. let's see here. This too is part of stopping the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the mist. It was absolutely necessary for the cause. Ooh, yeah. That is definitely old. And yeah, 1872 definitely makes sense for her to be suffering and die from tuberculosis. Let's see here. I began creating the riverside camp. Actually, it was on the rocky area above the riverbed. They couldn't see me from the top if I was here, and a flood due to rain wouldn't be a problem. Though it wasn't much of a camp, I just took out a blanket and lay down. Yeah, lay down. Alright. After drinking some bottled water, I looked at my phone. It was past 3 on Sunday night. There would be rain in 24 hours and Saranaga could gain some water. I had to get everything done in the hole until then and prepare for the great act. But well, it was enough for today. Man, am I tired. I'd arrived at Yasumizu a day earlier than normal and confirmed a theory of mine. All that was left now was to enhance the proof and prepare the fakery. I could just go to sleep for now. I'd have to do things right after the night cleared, so I'd set a timer and just nap rather than sleep. There. Good night. The 11th, huh? I easily woke up to the sound of my alarm. Honestly, the hard sensation on my back made it nearly impossible to sleep. Even so, though, I thought I'd wake up with the morning sun, and it just didn't come here. The settlement was right between two mountains, so of course it wouldn't get much sunlight. I was still sleepy, but this was the fated day. I drank down the rest of the bottle and got some calories. Ah, I see. And being immune to the sun is kind of interesting. It's not something new, but I hope you handle it better than Twilight did. Because that was just crazy. Because I remember seeing the Twilight movie, and the vampires, they just sparkled in the sun. I see. And she'll be meeting the Count, I take it, not the famous Vlad III. Let's see. I drank down the rest of the bottle and got some calories out of some sweet bread. First, I had to take care of my wounds. Surrounded by dim light, I took off the handkerchief in my right hand and treated the festering wound. Yeah, I've only seen the first one, but that first one where they showed the vampires sparkle in the sunlight, I'm like, why? Why do this? This just seems like a dumb way to implement immunity to the sun. But of course, after that came out in the Twilight thing, Sims 3 implemented vampires in their world. They sparkled too. Like the Twilight people, they just didn't show it off quite as much to the citizens of the town in The Sims. You just saw it as you were going by as your sim. Let's see here. I wanted to wash it off with Saranaga's water, but I felt like the hole in the middle of the cliff might have not been the only reason the stream was considered corrupted. I washed it off with water from a new bottle instead. Then I put some more disinfectant and a fresh bandage on it. It'd been messed up while I'd been climbing yesterday. I then grabbed my friend and the headlamp and checked whether the stopper, a potential lifesaver, worked properly. With that, I was ready. Upon climbing up to the hole, I went inside and turned on the lamp. I then tried going up the upwards slanted hill. After some distance, the hill started slanting down. It might have been done to prevent... I see. I see. Let's see here. It might have been done to prevent rainwater from flowing in. And the inside, it was like I'd expected. There was a pile of fist-sized stones. I had to remove them all. It had to be possible. It'd been done by humans after all, and a whole 6 centuries ago too. Though I would feel kind of bad about it. What I was about to do was basically tomb raiding. But then I had a thought. Someone was about to kill God. No, someone who was about to kill God had no business talking about irreverence. That kind of made me laugh back there because Japan here has been known to make RPGs where you end up fighting, killing God at the end a lot of the times. That's interesting. That Alucard is Dracula's child there, because in Hellsing, where I first heard the name Alucard, I've only watched the original anime, I haven't really dabbled with it too much. Alucard ended up being Vlad III, lore-wise. So making him a separate individual is kind of interesting. Not too sure if it's been done before. It probably has. But I wouldn't be surprised. But definitely interesting choice of you to make there. Let's see. To make the job easier, I took out a small shovel from the stuff I'd brought. I brought a collapsible bucket too, but it didn't look like I could use it. After thinking for a bit, I took out all the waterproof inner bags from the backpack, then transplanted the stones using the outer bag. After filling a bag with lots of rocks, interesting. Shouldn't be too surprised about him being an ally in your story there with the group, because Dracula in Stoker's work was also pretty chill in the beginning. Like, there were only a few things about him that was creepy, but while you're actually reading Stoker's Dracula, there's nothing really that would hint to him being a vampire outside of those strange little moments, whereas in a lot of vampire stuff these days, you can just know that they're a vampire or for weird reasons, because it's like all the same tropes or cliches. You got a demonstration of the super strength, and they just have that weird aura about them, but you're not that curious about why the aura they have is there. It's like you are with Stoker's Dracula. It's just like they've got to be vampires kind of aura. But I do like the ideas that you're making for your stories there, Justice. Let's see. After filling a bag with lots of rocks, I crawled outside and turned it upside down. This was effective and didn't put much strain on my hand's wound. Though hard labor in a tight space certainly wasn't easy, the lack of sleep and fatigue were getting to me, and I wasn't sure I was working fast enough. I wanted to go home after repeating this just 3 times. Even so, I'd do my best. I wanted to go back after all.
おいおい昔の人、
Come on, ancient people.
一体何トン石ころ詰めるんだよ。
Just how much did you have to bury it under?
いくら神を外に出さないためだからって、後々考古学者とかが掘り出すことくらい考えてから埋めてくれよな。
I know it's to prevent a god from escaping, but can't you at least consider the archaeologists who to look for it? It's kind of funny for him to say that. I see. That makes for an interesting styling to Dracula there. Let's see here. Back to this. I know it's to prevent a god from escaping. Okay, so yeah, I read this and it's like... It's funny that you would say this, because people tend to protect their treasures, especially the Egyptians for one, and two, we don't even know what Haruaki really does. Like, in a lot of loops so far, he's been like the detective character. But why would he mention archaeologists right now?
って無理か。
Oh yeah, not likely. Ha 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 ha. I'd begun talking to myself more. Was it a sign of something dangerous, or was I safe as long as I recognized it myself? It'd be bad if I started hearing the voice of God or Psycho Jamie. I considered singing something, but stopped when I almost began singing Prayer to Shania. That felt like a one-way trip to madness. Weird, I didn't know if it was because of what I was thinking, but I began hearing auditory hallucinations. It was a crying girl. Wait, In this loop, does he meet Mako? Because she was supposed to show up.
"戻り先は日曜の朝。メイコちゃんが迷ってくるところが新たなルーチンになっただけ。結局、糸口も見えなかった。
Interesting there, Justice. Let's see. Here, back to this. The return point was now Sunday morning. The moment Mako-chan wandered, hers in had become the new routine. I still didn't see a way out. It came back to me, though it wasn't like I'd completely forgotten it. It just slipped my mind. This was the morning when Mako wandered in. What was I to do? So yeah, it has to be Mako here. If she cried here, someone who heard her would come over, surely. If that happened, they'd find my stuff and me as well. I'd look like a weirdo doing weird things, and with a girl at my side at that. What was up with that role? Was I some sort of kidnapper about to bury a child? Oh my gosh! I wasn't even thinking of going there, but that seems like a funny role to think about. At the same time, it makes sense considering the situation that he's in. I had to secure her myself. Anyway, mission start. Yep, it is. Bah. Bah. My leg hurts. I'm so hungry. How far do I have to run? Where's the doggy? Doggy? I wonder what she's talking about here. But it looks like we do find out how she got in here. Minus the part before Haruaki shows up. Because Haruaki is the one that discovers her now. The wolf is so scary. But she does need a hug right now. Bah, bah.
おーい。
Hey, Jace. I'm doing good. How about yourself, Jason? Haven't seen you in a while. Yep, she definitely needs a hug, Justice. Let's see. Back to here. Hey! Ba?
声をかけてみたはいいが、一体どうすればいいんだろう。
I called out to you, but what do I do now? Well, what do you do, Haruaki? You try to comfort her by validating her emotions and her fear. Alright. Who? Hmm. That's good. This game has been pretty good. Kind of interesting here how they started things off in this final chapter so far. And remember the clerk at the convenience store that I said seemed like somebody that belonged in Danganronpa? Well, she apparently knows Haruaki like from before, from what the conversation was like. They didn't say anything about what their relationship was, but she was like, when are you gonna stop this act, kind of thing. So that kind of makes it interesting to check out things more, but I'm not too sure that I'm gonna do too much more after the final chapter here. Like, I might just come back for the extras when I'm done with Genshin, since I've got to do Genshin's story, but other than that, I don't think I'd touch too much else in this game. But right now, we're just trying to deal with the mystery at hand. Like, it's more so the reveal portion. Yeah. But of course, other than that, things are just gonna get pretty dicey for me. Like, it's my birthday month, so I'm gonna be expecting things, and then got a little thing of jury summons, so that means that I can't really get a game for a while, depending on how that goes through. Because who knows how it'll go. Let's see. So back to this. Who?
この辺りのものだよ。
A local. A local? This seemed familiar.
違う。名前は久石春明。
Yeah. Yeah. It'll just be interesting to see how things play out once I go there, but considering my situation at hand and all the variables I have to take into account, I'm like, these jury summons are why I need to be living somewhere better than I do right now, so that I can take care of them. Like, it's a civic duty and such, but the way that they operate, they're like, oh, you've got records from the DMV? Okay, you're in the pool of people we can possibly summon, and here, where I'm at, I'm like, geez, guys, you should really limit your pool to people close by to the courthouse or those with a driver's license, because if you're pulling from the DMV, you know who has a driver's license. Let's see here. So back to this. No, my name is Haruaki Fusaishi. Fusaishi?
そうそう。房石、春秋。
That's it. It's Haruaki Fusaishi. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just hoping that I only have to either show up or or I'm just not needed at all, not even to show up. Because otherwise I've got a lot to think about in that regard. Like, you can find out the possible questions that they'll ask and maybe some other things, but it's a lot of what goes on from what I've read or could dig up just doesn't seem like I could fare it in a good situation, even though the trials are just like one person talking at a time and it's quiet enough for the court or its recorders and such to do it. That's not going to be too much of a problem, but depending on how things are, it's just gonna be a bit of a toughie. So all I can hope is that I'm not selected. Yeah. Back to here. That's it. Haruaki Fusaishi. Fusayuki. Oh my gosh. This is kind of cute, but funny how she mispronounces his name.
違う。
No. Fusayuki-san.
もうそれで。
Fine, call me that. Where'd she get the you from anyway? Fusayuki. Felt like some sort of anonymous message board mascot's
お
name.
腹が空いたの？
Are you hungry? Bah. Well, she is, because she just said that she was when she was yelling out there. Yeah, I hope I do too. Like, we've got more of an explanation of how things could play out. I'm just not too sure how the final chapter here is, because this final chapter here is just more of like the revelations point of a detective story, or that's how it's supposed to go, the revelations portion. So it's more so how is what we know going to be put together. Let's see. Bah.
僕の顔をお食べよ。
Eat my face. My gosh. I'm not too sure about you, Jason, but for some reason, this reminds me of Bender from Futurama and Bart Simpson. Neither of them say this thing, but what he says here just reminds me of those two for some reason. Plus, what he says is closer to what Bart says than Bender, but it's still just in the same realm here. Yeah. Let's see here. Did that joke not work on Modern Children?
美味しくない。
I won't eat people. They're not tasty. That's kind of a weird thing for her to answer, because now I'm kind of curious about her backstory. Like, what happened to her before she showed up here? And I'm not too sure if we're gonna get an answer here. It might be in the extra stories that I said I might dabble with in the future once I'm done with this and Genshin's new story stuff. Because I can't really get a game, like I said, not because of finances or anything like that, just situation-wise I can't get a game. Oh, let's see. With my joke missing the mark so badly, I myself became flustered.
OK 食べ物を持ってるよこっちおいで
Okay then. I have some food. Come here. Ah!
みさゆきさん。狼？
Fusayuki-san, are you a wolf? Yeah. Thanks for coming, Jason. Let's see. Fusayuki-san, are you a wolf? Another funny thing for her to ask right now. Like, I'm wondering what she means by a wolf, since she doesn't technically know the roles of the werewolf game involved in the plot. So, what does she mean by wolf here? That reminded me that she was afraid of wolves that were completely unrelated to the ones in Fujiyoshi. Well, I wasn't one of those wolves either. But if I said that, it'd make things more complicated later.
これはね君が怖がってる狼じゃないんだ
I'm not the wolf you're afraid of.
本当？
Really?
そうさ
Yeah. Yeah.
僕はいい狼なんだ
I'm a good wolf. Go. This looks pretty wholesome here. Like, yeah, the way that they drew her and such makes it kind of creepy looking, but this whole thing here just seems like really wholesome. Rattle, gulp. Russell, gulp.
慌てて食べるからゆっくり食べなメイコちゃんほらスポドリ
Hey, that's what happens when you don't eat properly. Eat slower, Mako-chan. Here, wipe yourself. Is that me?
おっとごめん君の名前は
Oh, sorry, what's your name?
わからない。
I don't know. So we named Mako this time, huh? I wonder who named her last time. I don't remember if that got answered, but if she doesn't know her name, and we are the ones that called her Mako, that means we gave her the name this loop. Let's see. I don't know. Oh yeah, she didn't know her name or where she
迷
lived.
子の子猫ちゃんか。
So you're a lost cat, huh?
猫さん
Cat?
いやいや、迷子といえば猫だなって。
That's the animal you think about when someone's lost, right?
私、猫さんじゃない。
I'm not a cat.
そうだね。めいめい言うから羊さんかな。
Right. You're saying boss, so you're a sheep? I get why you'd make that kind of assumption there. Because they do go ba. But let's see what she has to say.
羊さんは成功例よ。
Sheep are successes. What? Successes? That makes things even more curious. Okay. So right now, it's kind of alluded to that she was kind of forced into cannibalism. And now she says sheeps are a success. Are successes. So, she's gotta be part of some experimentation right now. Like, at least in the past, before she got here, because we know that there's not really an experiment going on thanks to most of the loops, and this loop being more so the revelation part of the story where we have to connect everything together. But still, this just makes me more curious about what her past is like. Successes, what? And talking of sheep reminded me of her. What the hell was up with her?
名前わからないなら困ったな。
It's not bad to not know your name.
猫でいいよ。
You can call me
じゃ
Mako.
あそう呼ぼうかな。
And I guess I will.
さんはいい狼さん。
You're a good wolf.
そうそう。いい狼さん。
Yep, I'm a good
悪
wolf.
い狼さんを殺す。
Bad wolves need to be killed. Interesting that she says that too. Because right now I'm wondering if she too has memories of what's going on like Haruaki and Chamie did. Otherwise, why would she say bad wolves need to be killed? Because the only other thing I can think of is part of her mysterious past at this point that's only been alluding to a few things. It's only had a few things alluded to so far.
そうだ。いや違う。
Yeah, wait, no. What a scary thing to say. What kind of environment had she grown up in? And Haruaki's thinking the same thing, huh?
めいこちゃん、そんな殺すとか簡単に言っちゃダメだよ。
Eiko-chan, you shouldn't say kill that easily.
ダメ？
I shouldn't.
そう。殺すっていうのはとても怖いことだからね。
Yep, killing is a scary thing to do.
怖いの。よくない。
Scary is bad.
そうだ。だからボコボコにするとかにしておこうね。
Good girl. Instead, you should say that you're gonna beat him up. Beat him up.
ボコボコ？
Beat?
そうそう。
Yep.
ね
そのめいめい言うのは何なの？
What's with the balls anyway?
え、家畜。
Cattle. Cattle. Yet another weird thing for her to say with all this stuff that she's saying. So far, we've got the cannibalism, Then she says sheep are successes and cattle. That definitely makes the experimentation past a possibility here.
よくわかんないな。
I don't get it.
変
Strange?
変というか、なんだろう。珍しい。
More like something you don't see every day.
珍しい
Don't see every day?
迷子といえば、子猫ちゃんだからね。
Lost children are like kittens.
私迷子
I'm lost.
そうそう。迷子の子猫ちゃんとくれば、大概の男はメロメロさ。
Yep, and most men all fall for lost kittens.
にゃーにゃーにゃーにゃー
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
猫といえば、そうだね。
That's a cat, alright. Bah.
いいんだよ。無理しなくても。十分強ければ、好きな自分でいられるさ。
It's fine, don't force yourself. If you're strong enough, you can be whoever you want to be.
難しい
That's hard.
ごめんごめん。
Ah ha ha ha, sorry. Conversation sure went off the rails. I probably shouldn't have brought that up to a child. Would I also become a father to someone someday? What a scary thought.
お腹はいっぱいになったか
Are you full?
い
Yeah.
よかった。ちょうどパンは全部なくなったところだった。って、全部かよ。
Good, I just ran out of bread. Wait, you ate it all?
ふさゆきさんの分
Oh, I didn't leave any for you.
ああ、大丈夫。僕はもう食べたから。
It's fine, I already ate.
ごめんなさい
Sorry.
メイコちゃんはいい子だな。
You're a good girl, huh?
いい子
Good girl?
そうそう。いい子は得だよ。いろんな悪いことをしても、最後には許してもらえるからね。
Yep, it's a good thing. You can do whatever you want, but in the end, everyone forgives you. Bah?
でも、あんまりいい子すぎてもダメだぞ。神様に目をつけられちゃうからね。
But you shouldn't be too good either. God will notice you.
良い子すぎてもダメ
Too good is bad?
そうそう。ちょっぴり悪い、いい子を目指しなさい。
Yep, you should be a good girl who's a bit bad.
ビリ悪いいい子
A good girl who's a bit bad.
そうそう。楽しいな。
Yeah, ha 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 ha. This is fun.
はは
Wah ha 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 ha.
わはは。わはははははは。
Wah ha ha ha. Wah ha. Ah ha 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 ha. Swing. Let's swing. Jamie. Oh? Huh? Jamie popped out of nowhere, sneaked in here. Or basically. What? And she's got a knife on her. What's she doing out here? Then again, did Jamie say she found Mako initially? I don't remember that if she did. She just said that Mako appeared about now. But maybe it was Jamie that initially found Mako before Haruaki did this loop. Let's see, Jamie popped out of nowhere, sneaked in here basically. She'd slipped on some rocks and was all wet. In her hand there was a knife. Hold on.
ひょっとして絶望の果てに僕をぶっ殺しにかかってる状態のちえみちゃんですか？
Are you the Jamie that's overcome by despair to the point of wanting to kill me?
今回は思考を変えて、ブッシュブッシュ殺そうかなって。
What? Yeah, I figured I'd kill you with a little splooshing this time.
殺すのよくない
Killing is
そう
bad.
だぞ。よくないぞ。
Yeah, it's bad.
え 何これ？
What's this?
というか、なんで春明さんが今いんの？というか、なんでメイコちゃんと？
Wait, why are you here at this time and with Mako too? What? So she does know her, have her memories here? But that's kind of weird. Like, I thought the loop kind of started at night or something about this nature, and that she would have her memories then. But then again, I think they probably did meet in the morning. I kind of forget that part. I just know that she did go on a killing rampage at one time. But who knows?
というか、いきなり振り出しがまた戻って。
Wait, why did the starting point reset? Bah?
ちえみちゃん、落ち着いて。
Calm down, Chimmy-chan.
そういえば、
Huh? Oh. No, huh? Oh.
そっか。楽しい時は終わってたんだった。
Oh yeah, the fun times are over. She disinterestedly threw the knife into Serenaga.
危ないでしょ。
That's
どう
dangerous.
せ今回も無駄になるんだろうし。
It'll be useless this time
無
anyway.
駄にはならないね。
It won't.
どうして？
Why?
これが最後のループだから。
Because this is the final loop. Her eyebrows furrowed in confusion and worry. Loop?
あー、ごめんね。ちょっと難しいお話があるんだ。
Sorry, I'm gonna talk about something complicated.
お姉ちゃんと
With her? Yeah. Nah.
なぜ威嚇されているのだろう。
Why am I being menaced?
女心の理解不足。
Because you don't understand women. I don't think that has anything to do with that. Because Mako's just a child at this point. Yes, she's a girl, but she's just a child too.
いや、そう言われて、
Wait, that's just huh?
あっちで遊ぶ
It's fine, I'll play over there.
流されないように気をつけてね。
Try not to get swept away. I really wanted to keep watch over her. But this is probably my last chance to meet up with Jamie. A good act needed some hired hands after all.
何故メイコちゃんに春明さんのどす黒い部分を危機として教え込んでたの？
So why were you showing your darkest parts to Mako-chan? What?
あんまり楽しくて。いや、その、
It was fun. I mean,
引く。あまりに引いて正気に戻った。
you, that freaks me out so much I'm actually sane again.
それはともかく相談があるんだ。
Anyway, there's something we gotta talk about.
相変わらずの軽やかさだね、春明さん。とりあえずこっちの疑問に答えてよ。
I see you're as casual as always. Anyway, answer my question.
最後のループって。
What did you mean by last loop?
諸事情あって、これで最後。ただし正確に言うと、最後のチャンス。
Exactly that. Things happened and this is our last one. And with it, we have one final
これ
chance.
しくじったら、僕は多分君以外のみんな同様、巻き戻るたびに記憶がリセットされるようになる。
If we mess this up, my memories will probably start to reset just like everyone else besides you.
君のことも忘れた。ただのバイク事故車の不妻子春明になるだろう。
I'll forget you and become just a guy who crashed his bike and ended up in the village.
待ってよ。
Huh? No, what? Huh? Wait.
それって。そんなの嫌だよ。
That's just no. I don't want that.
私、また一人ぼっちになっちゃうじゃん。
I'll be all alone. I'll be all alone again.
そうはならない。
It won't happen.
どうして？
Why?
今回全部解決する。
Because I'll solve everything this time.
引くわ。
Ugh.
なぜだ。
What?
かっこつけすぎ。
You're overdoing it, acting too cool. Alright, guys, I feel like I need a break for a drink for sure, and possibly the bathroom, so I will be right back. If you guys need something to do while waiting for me, be sure to check out today's question of the day. If you don't see it at all, the command in the title of the stream should bring it up to you, and I will check on that when I get back. So with that, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me check on chat here though. Okay. Okay, nothing here. What about over here? And nothing here either. Alright, so we are good to go. I hope that didn't take too long there. So let's see. You're overdoing it, acting too cool.
そんなつもりは。
I didn't mean to.
それはともかく、映画とかドラマの見過ぎじゃないかな。
Anyway, you've watched too many movies and TV series.
今まで何百回失敗してきた？そんな簡単にうまくいくわけないじゃん。
How many hundreds of times do you think we failed? There's no way it'd work out so easily. I kind of understand her point here in thinking that, especially because they've tried numerous things, especially with Haruaki around. But a lot of the investigation we've been doing was without her so far, and we should know things that she doesn't. So, I wonder how the conversation will proceed from here.
簡単じゃない。
It's not easy.
すでに嫌になるほど苦労してきた。
I've already worked really hard.
というか、すべて失敗だったこれまでのループの総決算が今回なんだから。
This is actually the conclusion of all the other loops that failed.
僕も君もゴールする資格と実力は十分に溜まっていると思わないか？
Don't you think we have the qualifications and skills to finally end this?
実力？
Skills?
ああ。
Yeah.
決着には君の力が絶対に必要になる。
I'll need your help to finish this.
何よ、私に力とか。ただずっと無意味に巻き戻った春秋さんの邪魔をし続けてただけ。
As if I can help you, I've just spent all my time looping meaninglessly and just getting in your way.
根に持ってるな。元カノか君は。
You holding some kind of grudge? What are you, my ex?
知恵み的にはそのつもりですけど。
That's what I think, yeah. Well, I couldn't deny that we were kind of close a bunch of deaths ago.
君にはあるじゃないか。
You have what it
何
takes.
千何万だかの繰り返しの果てに蓄積した神様への恨み、怒りが。
You have a vengeful defiance against God built up over countless loops.
もちろん今回それも解決する。
That'll be settled too, of course. Huh?
君の怒りと決意でもって
Your anger and resolve will end it.
この弾で神様を撃ってくれ。
Shoot God with this. I took out some ammo and handed it to her. Huh?
いつ？どこで？誰の？
When? Where? Who?
それはその時が来ればわかる。
You'll know when the time
しっ
comes.
かり散弾銃を切り詰めてその時を待っててほしい。
Saw off your shotgun and wait until then.
待って。全然わからない。説明してよ。春秋さん今ここで何してるの？
Wait. I don't get it. Explain. What are you doing here?
それは言うわけにはいかない。
I can't say that
なん
now.
で？
Why?
それも言うわけにはいかない。
I can't say that either. After all, she was from Yasumizu. That made her an enemy. In fact, she was the enemy in this case. She didn't have to know that you needed help for my act. It'd be bad if she did. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to fulfill her role in this.
ただ僕が言うのも白々しいかもしれないが、
Though I know I probably shouldn't be the one to say
今回
this.
っきりでいい。
But just this one time,
信じてほしい。これが最後のお願いだ。
I want you to believe me. That's my final request. I looked into her eyes. She closed hers, thought about it for a bit, shook her head to shake something off, and nodded.
わかった。
Alright,
ありがとう。
thank you.
言っとくけど、相当な無茶ぶりだからね。ノルマクリアの暁には、相当な見返りと説明を要求するから。
Just so you know, pulling that off is pretty hard. When I do, I'd like a good reward and an explanation.
どっかで聞いたセリフだな。
Now that's a familiar
大
line.
昔すぎて、忘れた？
It's been so long ago that you forgot.
いや、一本取られたよ。
No, you got me there.
見返りか。何がいいかな。
What would you want for a reward?
素敵な男を紹介してくれるとか？
Can you introduce me to a nice man?
任せて。
Leave it to me.
へへ。じゃあまあ、最後に何が起きるか、楽しみにしよっかな。
Guess I'll just wait and see what happens
つ
next.
いでにメイコを休みずに連れてってやってくれるか。
Can you take Meiko to Yasumizu too?
最後のお願いじゃないじゃん。
So that wasn't your last request at
い
all?
や、これはついでのつもりですよ。
This is an extra to that.
まあいいよ。前の時も、メイコちゃん見つけたの私だし。
Oh well, I was the one who found her last time
な
too.
んでサラナガに来たの？
Why do you come to
居
Saranaga?
場所がなくて。って言わせないでよ。
I couldn't find my place. Hey, don't make me say that.
ごめんごめん。他にはあんまり誰も来ないよね。
Sorry, no one else will come here, right?
そうだね。リカコさんのお墓参りくらいかな。それでも、今日一日はメイコちゃんにかかりきりになるはず。
Right, maybe Hikako-san to pay respects. Still, she should be busy with Meiko-chan today. Wait, why mention Meiko-chan today? Was Rikako the one that initially found her?
OK。問題ない。
Okay, then there's no
そ
problem.
のロープって、
What's that rope?
秘密。
He's secret.
分かったよ。この悪者。
Alright, you
どう
villain.
ぞ。
Is that all?
以上。
It is.
メイコちゃん、お姉ちゃんと上行こっか。
Meiko-chan, come with me. No, come with me. Nah. Our conversation ended there. She soon dragged Meiko away, so I said see ya, but neither of them even looked at me. Resolve. I had to introduce her to a good guy after all. I had another actor now. All that was left now was physical labor. I continued hauling the rocks. After all, I didn't know just how deep this hole was or how many rocks there were left. Nothing would be stupider than running out of time at this point. Even if there was nothing there at the end of this, I had to find out as soon as possible. The answer to one of the final two mysteries had to be right here. And if it was exactly what I expected, I could get a weapon to finally get the better of God. My hands hurt, and the dusty cave made my eyes and throat feel unpleasant, but strangely enough, I felt vigorous. Strange, considering that nothing much had changed from how it was in the morning. I didn't forget to drink and eat. Meiko ate the bread, so I had to make do with what I usually did. I wanted to eat veggies and meat. I wanted to rewatch some DVDs and flashes. I had to get some new shoes and get a good shelf in my room. As I worked, my mind was filled with unrelated ideas. In that case, I had to return and get myself some good money. These thoughts raised my total motivation a lot. I'd solve this. I'd end this. I'd go back. I'd given myself a really long vacation here. Now I wanted to stretch hop on my bike and get on the slow road back home. I'd go back like I came, alone. Even so, I'd have lost the emptiness by then. In the afternoon, there was a period when it was a bit sunny here, but as the evening came, that faded too. There'd be rain tonight. I didn't want to lose my stuff to a flood, so I put it all in a waterproof bag and went back to work. My fatigue was at its limit. Even so, I continued digging and tossing aside the rocks. It continued until after nightfall. But then there were no more rocks. Instead, there was a layer of sand. Around two, huh? The ancient people sure were clever. But I was close. I was sure of it. For now, though, I would rest. Normally, this would be the time I'd be getting myself drunk silly at Jamie's or the officer's place. Back then, I really didn't expect that I'd end up doing public works here. The fatigue and muscle pain were just murderous. But I was so fulfilled that I found it kind of pleasant. I slept within the cave. Ooh, Monday, huh? The next day, I woke up with such brutal muscle pain that I couldn't even move. I hadn't been like this since 2 years ago when I'd gone skiing for the first time. I had no choice, so I spent around 30 minutes stretching, then left the cave. I charged my phone with a disposable battery and checked the time to find out that it was 6 in the morning. I had about 10 hours left. I'd find it. I began digging through the sand. I dug. I examined the sand for anything insignificant. I couldn't throw away the sand, so I pushed it to the side. If I didn't find anything, I might have had to use the sand itself as proof of divinity. But it turned out that I didn't have to worry. After a few hours, I finally found it.
ようやく会えましたね。
So we finally meet.
新内様。
Shinai-sama.
いや、その名はあなたに対する冒涜だ。
No, that name is heresy to you.
あなたはこう呼ぶべきですよね。
You should be called this instead.
神様。
Okami-sama. Deep within the parted sand, I faced the thing inside. It was a skull. A human, pure white, and without a single scratch on it. It was most definitely divine.
日の目を見るのは少し後かもしれませんが。すぐです。
You'll see the light of day later, but don't worry, it won't be long now.
ご家族ともども、もうしばらく待ってく
Wait
ださい。
wait alongside your family too. I carefully pushed it to the side, then began digging again. He hit. I found more and more bones the more I dug. There were 3 skulls in total. I didn't know if it was all the sand here or the dryness of the place. But despite being 6 centuries old, they still kept their original shapes and glittered like sacred ashes. If I wasn't careful, I could break them. But I felt like I had to beg the Okami-sama for strength. The strength to kill them. And
あった。
found it. I found it. A relic left by these Okami-sama. I was certain of my victory now. I gently returned the remains of the soon-to-be ex-gods to the sand and left the cave. I was finally at the decisive moment. The preparations were complete. Now I needed to create a good, no, the best ending. The first step to stop the people of Yasumizu from killing each other in the feast. I would call it, I'm Not Afraid of Wolves. Starring Haruaki Fusaishi, co-starred by two ladies that happen to join in. I would put up a good fight and kill God.
シナイさんのお守りは
Shinai-san's guardians are...
日がたちふましらみがらすよぐま
1 snake, 2 monkey, 3 crow, 4 spider. She actually got that right, huh?
そうそう。よくできたね。
Good job, well done.
お姉ちゃん
One-chan?
ふさゆきさんだふさゆきさん
Oh, it's Fusayuki-san! Fusayuki-san!
メイコちゃん、
Mako-chan,
おいで。
come with me.
わーい
Yay! Don't.
なんで
Well, why?
あいつは、
That he's
芹沢千恵美。
Chiemi Serizawa. Shut up! She pulled out a gun and pointed it at me. Her eyes were like those she had, and when looking at God. It was made even worse by the fact that she saw God in herself too. That would be over
ま
soon.
だその時じゃない。
Now is not the time.
ほら、皿長から霧が今にも溢れようとしている。
Look, look, the mists of Saranaga are about to overflow.
それこそ僕が望んだ唯一無二の時だ。
That would be the moment I so desired. Shut up.
みんなを呼んでおいで。
Call everyone.
どうするつもりで。
What are you planning? Wait, so... everything's gonna go down now, huh? If that's the case, I might extend the stream again, just so to finish this, but... I don't know at this point. All that I do know is I did name the stream Part 1, but that was in case I didn't get to the end today, but if it's progressing like this, I might extend stream. So let's see. What are you planning?
すべてを終わらせるのさ。
I'll end everything.
さあ、行って。
Now go.
メイコはこっちへ。
Mako, you come to me.
ね
Ba? This time Chiemi didn't stop her. She just silently turned
ゆ
around.
きさんなにそのお顔
Fusayuki-san, what's that
こ
face?
のお面かっこいいだろ。僕はこれからいい狼さんの仕事をしなきゃならない。
This mask? Cool. No, this mask? Cool, huh? I'm about to do my job as a
手
wolf.
伝ってくれるかな。
Can you help me?
何するの
Yeah, what do I do?
いい狼さんごっこ。
Act like a good wolf.
狼さんごっこ
Act like a good wolf?
僕が肩を叩いたら狼さんの鳴き真似をして。
When I touch your shoulder, howl like a
ワ
wolf.
ンワン
Wolf, wolf?
ワオーンだ。
No, it's ow!
ワオンね
Ow! Okay.
そうしたらみんなびっくりするぞ。
Everyone will be surprised.
よくわかんない
I don't get it.
じきにわかるさ。
You will soon.
さあ、みんなが来るのを待とう。
Now let's wait for everyone.
わかった
Okay. they gathered.
ああ、本当に、ちょうどいい頃合いだ。
Oh, perfect timing. Mist had passed the cliff and mixed with the evening sun. The northernmost part of the Yasumizu settlement, bordering on the Bloodwater Rapids, the graveyard of the Hanging Pine. This was the scene of their original sin. It was a scene necessary for their death. Uh,
そんな、バカなことが。
this is absurd.
嘘だろ。
No way.
神様。
God.
なんだそれ。
What's that?
わお、すげえ。
Whoa, awesome. They were scared. They were humbled. They knew. The God within them wouldn't allow them to look away.
てめえは何者だ。
You, what the hell are you? Even so, some tried to resist. This was a very wrong thing to do. So they couldn't even begin to do that. Resting was a bad thing.
狼来たの。
Wolf came. I still want to punch you in the neck for what you did to us. Strangely enough, he ended up not being wrong.
連れてきまし
I brought them.
ありがと
Thank you. Now,
う。やあ、安水の皆さん。
hello, people of Yasumizu. I thought long and hard about this, but I decided to go with whatever felt
僕
natural.
は、よもつ狼です。
I am a Yomotsu Okami. I spoke using modern language. With the evening mist and sun behind me, I began talking while wearing the 6th century-old relic.
夕霧立つこの日、皆さんは、宴の支度をして眠る。
This is the day of mist. You would prepare for the feast and go to sleep.
そして明日より、皆さんの中に紛れた僕らを探して、くくろうとする。
Then starting tomorrow, you would search for us hiding among you and try to hang us. Awoo! I lightly tapped Mako's shoulder. As expected, everyone shook like struck by lightning.
失礼。妻はちょっと別の用があって、後から来ます。この場は僕ら二人でご勘弁を。
Apologies. My wife currently has other business, so we two will be the only ones here.
そして、僕らは皆さんの先祖から受けた最古の恨みを晴らすため、一世に一人、血祭りにあげてゆく。
While you try to hang us, we would try to massacre you one each night to settle the score of an ancient grudge.
恐ろしい。
How dreadful.
そう皆さんは、先祖代々教わった。そう皆さんは、子々孫々、教えてゆく。
That is what you have been taught by your ancestors, and that is what you would teach your children. I kind of like the design here and how he's not really hiding his face behind the wolf mask. He's just like wearing it like a hat, but he's leaning in to hide a bit of himself. It makes this all feel ominous.
それをね、
Now,
やめてもらいたいので、今日は来ました。
I came here because I want you to stop.
読み意味の宴は、もうしないでください。
Please never again hold a feast of the Only Purge. Oh? Their faces were exactly what I expected.
そんな、絶望したような顔をなさらないで。
Please don't despair.
読み意味の宴なんて、僕らは初めから望んでなかった。ね。
We never actually wanted a feast of the Yomi Purge, did we?
わーん望んでなかった
Woo! We didn't. Ad-libbing it, eh?
狼様、
Okami-sama.
私は明大の山脇と申します。
I am the representative, Yamawaki.
知っていますよ。はじめまして。山脇太さん。
Yes, I know. Nice to meet you, Tai Yamawaki-san. She gasped so hard she forgot to breathe for a moment.
宴をするなと仰せじゃが、しかし、そりゃあ一体どうしてそんな。
You say we do not need to do the feast anymore, but why do we?
ごもっともです。
I see why you are
それで
curious.
は語りましょう。
Allow me to speak
本当の真実の
and tell you the truth. A long, long time ago, there lived a god here. It was a mischievous god who fooled people, picked on them, and sometimes even devoured them, starting with the head. Thus the mountain was its sacred ground. It was a dreadful place where no human dared tread. However, humans grew in number and lived as they always did. Eventually, the mountain was visited by hunters who wanted to find a new home and place to live. Soon enough, there was a small village here. Of course, the god didn't like that. It sent wild animals, mountain dogs, and even the wolves that recently disappeared to torture them. That was when the humans sacrificed 3 of their own.
僕と妻とこの子は承知の上でした。
I, my wife, and our little girl here accepted it. Kind of interesting that he's weaving the story like this around the skeletons they found. Like, it's not that much different from what happens with archaeology and such, because the only way the story changes is if there's new evidence. And that, but it's still kind of interesting how he's weaving the story of the 3 skulls they found. Whether it's actually true or not, at least to the story, I don't know. But I am just liking how he's weaving it together.
僕らの犠牲で皆が末永く幸せに暮らせるなら何もためらうことはない。
If everyone could live happily after our sacrifice, we had no reason to hesitate. That was the most painful lie. It couldn't have been true. The Okami-sama must have wanted to live too. They wanted to live alongside their family. But I would bear the sin of both using the dead as well as killing God.
だからみんなと一緒に笑って獅子と酒をたくさん飲んで食べて。
Thus, all of us together laughed, ate lots of beast, and drank lots of sake.
最後の宴の後、この川を望む小さな洞穴に入りました。
And after the final feast, we entered a small cave next to this river.
知っていますか？今僕が立っているこの真下に僕ら3人の骨は眠っています。
Did you know that our bones are resting right under where I'm standing right now?
あの山を今どう呼ばれてるか知りませんが、あれを望む社の中でね。
That mountain, I don't know what it is called these days, but it is in a small shrine overlooking that.
何せ怖い神様はあっちの方から狼たちを送り込んできてたから。
After all, the fearful gods send the Okami-sama from there.
そんな、それは。 ませんで。
No, we have no idea. We had no idea. And they're buying it just like the rest of us. Like, we, the audience, kind of suspect that this is a lie, but as I said, the gist of how this is playing out is very much how I think that archaeology works out a lot. Like, I don't know for sure because I haven't done any archaeological work in that, but from my studies of college, since I've had to do generals for that and stuff like that, it's just summed up as the archaeologists find something somewhere and they create a story around it. And that's why I'm saying it's very much like archaeology. They probably do a lot of studying though with historians and that. It's just that what they're presenting here is kind of what I get the idea of what archaeology actually is.
まあ、無理もないでしょう。
Well, that is only natural, I
あれ
suppose.
からもう、600年かそこら経っていますから。
A whole 600 years had passed since then.
ちなみにこれは、僕らが人柱になるとき、被ったものです。
By the way, this is what we were wearing when we were sacrificed.
僕らは、狼たちの神になることを期待されていた。
We were expected to become gods of wolves.
だから、
That's why
人柱となった僕ら3人は、狼様と呼ばれたんです。
the three of us ended up being called Okami-sama. I also like that he's mixing in some truth here. That helps me at least digest the story a bit, but again, we as the readers at this point know it's all kind of a liar's story. But I'm liking how he's doing it here. It does come off as a bit different from other mystery stories.
そう。僕らは600年前に生まれ、100年ほどの間ここを守ることになる神様になったんです。
Indeed, we were born 6 centuries ago and ascended as gods. That ended up defending this place for about a century.
恐ろしい神様になり変わってね。
We became ancient, fearsome gods.
ほうほう。ほうほうほう。
Oh my. Oh my. Hey, oh my. Wait. So what's she gonna say about this? The other personality of Haru here. Is she gonna verify that this story that Haruaki is making up is actually the truth?
はるちゃん、今は。
Haru-chan, not now.
いいんだよ。鴨志田近持くん。
It's fine, Shikamochi Kamoshida-kun.
おお、僕も知ってるんだな。
Oh, you know my name too?
あとも、もっち。でも、この方には、口を出す権利がある。
Of course, Mochi. Understand that she has a right to comment.
でも、君はもう少し、聞いてくれるかな。
But can you listen to me a bit more?
いいかな。
Listen, okay?
わかった。そうか。めいこちゃんも狼か。そりゃあ、サラナガから来るよね。
Okay, and man, so Mako-chan was a wolf, that's why you came from Saranaga, huh? Yeah, perfect
気
timing.
にせず、お続けなさればよかろう。町のお方。いや、狼の親父殿。
Do not mind me and continue, city dweller, no father wolf. So it saw through us, but I'm not too surprised.
我を下し、 はしために貶め、我が意をことごとく奪った。憎んでも憎みきれぬ、小わっぱめ。
You purged me, caused me to fall under the woman's servant, and took all of my powers, you detestable brat. As Haru-chan's voice became dense with rage, those who couldn't understand the situation shuddered.
まあまあ、神様も聞いてください。
No need for that, God. Please
ここ
listen.
からは、僕らにとっても、面白くないお話だ。
This story upsets us as well. With our divine blessing, the village grew large. However, not everyone was happy. Those who were told to protect our graves were made to live here. There was a barren land with little light, lots of mist, and ground hard to traverse. It was made worse by a battle that happened then and the blood spilt in the river. The place was fearsome, yet they continued to defend our divinity. It was an honor and a respectable cause. But eventually, there was an emotional distance between the people living on the mountain and those living here. Those who lived under harsh conditions and those who prospered began to fight and despise each other. After a long peace, they forgot to respect the ones living here. That was when it happened. The people up the mountain put poison in the waterways here. That made a lot of people here ill. And to get back at them for this. Interesting how they're putting in the cholera epidemic in here. So, it's still just interesting how it all is coming together. And to get back at them for this, the people from here willingly changed themselves into something scary. They covered themselves in Saranaga mud and attacked those living up the mountain. I could still remember it. What a horrible event it was. Women, children, elders, everyone was stabbed, torn apart, or hanged. In the end, the victors were the people living up the mountain. They ate well and had greater numbers after all. However, they became afraid of the people here. They had reason to. We were at their side. They thought that the mud-covered attackers were a divine wrath. The anger of the Kami-sama, the gods they neglected, and their priests treated as cruel. So they decided that they would still God. After long plans and many dark conspiracies, they successfully stole our divinity. They took our appearance and even our name. They played with great god Okami to create the name Shinai. Then they created his servants, snake, monkey, crow, and spider, and split the divine powers among them. Though we couldn't complain much considering our own power was stolen from the old god. Now they're also implementing a lot of real world mythology workings in here, it feels like. That makes sense. Fiction is based on reality a lot. But it's kind of interesting that he's incorporating it here still to explain what's going on. They began worshipping Shinai-sama, the false god atop the mountain, and made everyone know that they were the rulers of the mountain. They left the people here with the divine remains. We became simple servants. The old god had it even worse. It was called Mujina, Badger, and was quickly forgotten completely. After all, the ones who benefited from this now were the families worshipping the four servants, the ancestors of the modern day village heads. And once our divinity and powers were stolen from us, all that was left was the fear they were still afraid of the god worshipped by the disgusting rebels. The fear was so significant that they couldn't wash it away, and we became the fearsome divinities you know as Yomo-Utsukami. It was a fear and reverence closely tied to this place. That's why I was always here. As a defeated god alongside the old god, we had no powers. Our powers were now being used by Shinai-sama. Shinai-sama from when he was wearing the disguise of the Wolf Guardian, and finally the other four guardians. I'll say it again. We had no powers.
僕らはこれまで一度も読み意味の宴で人を血祭りにしたことなどありません。
We haven't harmed a single person in any feast of the Omi
僕
Purge.
らが守るはずだった人たちが死んでいくのをただただ悔しい思いで見殺しにしてきただけです。
We simply watched as people we were supposed to protect died. It was awful.
悔しかった。
Awful.
わかりますね。
Do you understand yet?
読み意味の宴をやっていたのは神ではなく人です。
The feast of the Omi Purge is caused by people, not gods.
そんな。
But that,
野里清之助さん、
Kinosuke Nasato-san,
あなたの家は少なくともそのことに抗おうとしていましたよ。
your family tried to resist this.
すべてが終わったら蔵の地下を調べてください。
Once this is all over, please search beneath your storeroom.
野里の家の先々先代から続く戦いの記録を読むことができますよ。
You will find records of the Nasato battle that began with your great-grandfather's generation.
本当なのですか？
Really?
野里は。野里には罪がないのですか？
The Nasato aren't at fault here?
もちろんあります。
Not completely, of course.
ただ幾度も宴を演出し、休みずの住人たちを殺し合わせた身車と、
Though unlike the Migurama, who'd run many feasts and caused many inhabitants of Yasumizu to kill each
そ
other,
れを知りながらも、実をとって見ぬふりをした樋口と比べれば、
and the Higuchi who acted like nothing
野
happened,
里の家にはまだ、咎を注ぐ余地があるかもしれない。
the Nasato can still wash away their sins.
それは、野里の名を背負うあなた自身の、これからの行いにより、決ま
That
る
will depend. That will depend on what you do next. You bear the Nasato name after all.
先達の足跡を追い、すべてのしがらみを解いてください。人が包み隠した歴史は、人の手で紐解かなければなりませんから。
Follow your predecessors and find everything out. A history hidden by human hands can only be revealed by human hands.
マスター。
I understand.
しかし、狼様。も
But
う、何霧が立っておる。
But Akami-sama, the mist is so dense now.
宴をせなんだら、
Can we really go without
でもいいのでしょうか。
Can we really go without holding the feast?
あたしゃ。
I am fearful.
確かに、ここは危険です。身車の手の者が今に、宴をしようと。
I won't say it's not dangerous here. The Migurama people will try to make the feast happen.
いや、あなたたちを止めようとして、追いかけてくるでしょうから。
No, they will come after you to stop you.
でも、心配しないでください。
But don't worry.
僕の妻が、 サラナガを抜ける案内をしますから。
My wife is preparing a way out through Saranaga.
サラナガを、恐ろしい。
Saranaga? Oh, how
大
fearful.
丈夫です。
It will be okay.
僕らは、ヨモツオオカミですよ。
We are the Yomotsu Okami.
ばあちゃん、待ってくれ。
Watch and wait. Okay, Takumi-san.
あんたが普通じゃないことはわかる。俺の安水生まれの体があんたのことを神だって認めてる。
I can tell you're not normal. My body is Yasumizu grown and it can tell that you're a god.
でもだからって信じられるかは別だ。
But that doesn't mean I can believe you.
わかっています。室匠さん。
I understand, Takumi Muro-san.
僕らがあなたたちを騙して、あなたたちを黄泉に連れて行くのではないと、どうして断言できるのか。
You can't be certain that we aren't deceiving you to steal you back to Yomi.
皆さんをまとめる若頭として、あなたがそれを心配するのは、
You are the young leader here, after all. Of course you would be worried about
あん
that.
た、どこまで俺たちを。
How much do you...
すべて、知っています。
I know everything. Of course I did. I knew everyone here. I'd loop around here way too many times not to know. They were all just normal good people. They bore their poverty and unfair circumstances while stressfully surviving their days like anyone else. That was why they always killed each other.
そうですね。
Okay.
最後に、皆さんそれぞれに言っておきたいことがあります。
Let me finish this with some words for each of you. Okay, good. I read that right. Now call me Sama. It was time for work. I needed your divinity to help me save your adherents.
室匠さん。
Takumi Muro-san,
僕らは知っています。
we know.
あなたが8年前の読み意味の宴の犠牲者たちをそうとは知らされずに埋葬する姿を
We know how you buried the victims of the Feast of Yomi Purge from 8 years ago without knowing they were such.
衝突しがちな小さな女の子芹沢千恵美さんを何かにつけて守ってあげる姿を
We know how you protected the problematic little girl Chiemi Serizawa-san.
病で死に瀕し虐げられながらもこの安水のために何度も戻ってきたその力強く
We know the strength. We know the strength and gentleness you portrayed by always returning here even when you caught a disease that almost saw you killed.
他の誰が思わずとも不死吉の守り神だった僕らはあなたに深く感謝します
Even if others don't share that sentiment, we, the ex-protectors of Fushiyoshi, thank you deeply.
俺は
I...
いずれ里は開かれ古きものと新しきものが混じり合うでしょうそこには必ずすれ違いやいがみ合いが起きるでしょう
Your homeland shall eventually develop and the old will mix with the new. There will surely be problems between them.
そんな時あなたは苦悩するでしょう迷うでしょうしかし己を信じ考え抜けばきっと融和の道が開ける
You'll surely waver and be distressed then, but if you believe in yourself and think things through, you will surely find the right path.
あなたがそうある限り神は山はあなたに報いるでしょう
As long as you are the way you are, God in the mountain will reward
信
you.
じてください
Please believe me.
分かった。
Alright.
牧島勘三さん
Kanzo Makishima-san,
僕らは知っています
We know.
あなたがこれまで、二つの宴を超え、その身に余る苦しみの記憶を持って、孫娘を黄泉の手から守ろうとする姿を。
We know how you survived 2 feasts and carried those painful memories with you as you protected your granddaughter from the dark hand of Yomi.
その重圧のために、孫娘にすら、まともに顔向けできなくなったことを。
We know how those memories rendered you unable to even face her.
やめてくだせ。孫はそれを。
Please stop, she doesn't know.
でも大丈夫。あなたの孫娘は、十分に、いや、100分、1000分に値するほど、強い。
But don't worry, your granddaughter is many, many times stronger than you
そう
realize.
だね。牧島春さん。
Right, Haru Makishima-san.
おじいちゃん。私、知ってた。
OG-chan, I knew.
父さんと母さんが宴で死んだって。おじいちゃんがそうしなきゃなんなかったって。
I knew that Dad and Mom died in the feast, that you didn't have a choice.
春。私のせいですまん。
Haru, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I'm sorry. It's time for a father and it's time for a hug between grandpa and granddaughter.
いいのだから
It's okay, so
一緒にお墓参りしよう。春はここにいるんだから。
let's go visit their grave together. I'm right here for you. Yeah.
宴は僕が辞めさせます。だからあなたは、これからは、光の中で、孫娘とみんなの手を取ってあげてください。
I'll stop the feast so you can stop hiding in the shadows and join hands with your granddaughter and everyone else here.
信じてください。
Please believe me.
山脇、大勢。
Tai Yamawaki-san.
あなたがこれまで、とても真面目に、真摯に、信心を注いで来られたのを、僕は見てきました。
I saw how serious, sincere, and devoted you were to your
た
faith.
とえ、信内明神やお守りたちが、虚像に過ぎないものだったとしても、
Even if Great Lord Shinai and his guardians were just an illusion.
僕は、見てきました。
I saw it
あ
all.
なたの人生は、とても尊いものです。
Your life is a very precious thing.
おお、
Oh. Oh.
私はただそう言うてほしくて。
I just wanted to hear that once.
若い子たちのことは、少しだけ、多めに見てあげてください。
Please be more tolerant of the young
そ
ones.
して、正しい物語を伝えてあげてください。
And please pass on the true story.
そして、信じてください。
And please believe me.
当然ですわよ。
Of course I will.
野里清之助さん、
Kinosuke Nasato-san.
あなたには、さっき言った通りだ。
I already gave some words to you.
付け加えるなら、あなたはできる人なんだから、あとは少し、心を広くお持ちなさい。
But if I'm to say anything more, you are a capable person, but you should become more open-minded.
上下関係ではなく、手を取り合って進むことを、あなたは大学時代に経験しているはずだ。
Ignore who is above and below. You know what it means to advance while holding each other's hands, don't you? You learned that in college.
安水の皆さんは、十分に、認めるべき才能に溢れた方々です。
all in Yasumizu have a number of
そ
talents.
して、あなたと組んで色々するのは楽しかったですから、卑下することはない。
Also, it was fun to do all those things with you, so don't degrade yourself so much.
ことですか。
What? What do you mean?
いえ、なんでも。
Nothing.
ただ、信じてください。
Just please believe me.
承知。
Understood.
オリベ、カオリさん。
Kaori Oribe-san.
あなたほど大変な目を見た母親を、僕はこれまで知らない。
I don't know any mother who has suffered as much as you.
夫を読み意味の宴で亡くし、こんな場所に住まわされ、それでも立派に二人を育てた。
You lost your husband to the feast, then were made to live in a place like this. You still raised your sons well. Alright guys, it looks like we're getting close on time here. I'm gonna definitely let this play out. This scene with the people here. And then we're gonna see how things go. From there, if it gets to the people behind this, since it feels like that's gonna come up soon enough, then we'll probably keep going on. But if it doesn't, then I'm gonna call it. So that's kind of what my thinking is right now. Just to let you all know that. So that's just the deciding factor. Let's see. Back to here. You lost your husband to the feast, then were made to live in a place like this, yet you still raised your sons
あの
well.
人はやはり覚悟がありました。
So he really did, and I was prepared.
ただ、あなたはもっと自分を誇るべきだ。息子ではなく、自分をね。
Though you should really be more proud of yourself, not just your sons.
そもそも、あなたは息子だけじゃない。この場の全員を、美味しい食事で幸せにしてきた。
Your sons aren't all that you are, of course. You made everyone happy. No, you made everyone here happy with your
そ
food.
れならば、あなた自身を幸せにすることだってできるし、
Then surely you can make yourself happy as
他
well.
のみんなも、あなたを幸せにしなきゃ公平じゃないんですから。
And it wouldn't be fair if the others didn't try to make you happy too.
ね、たくみさん。
Right, Kumi-san?
ああ、その通りだ。
Yeah, that's right.
そしてあなたも、信じてください。かおりさん。
And Kaori-san, please believe me.
神様。
I will, God.
オリベ、安永
Yasunaga Oribe-kun.
僕にはわかりません。あなたを信じるべきか、少なくとも合理性はない。
I don't know. Should I believe you? At the very least, it doesn't seem rational.
君。ああ、君は、それでいい。
Good, that's how you should be.
最後まで、考えて、警戒していなさい。夜道を抜けて、安全な場所に至る。その最後まで、気を抜いちゃいけない。
Think and stay alert until the very end. You'll pass the path of Yomi and arrive at a safe place. You can't rest easy all the way through.
ただ、それが終わったら、少し、力を抜いてみたらどうだい？
Though you should relax a bit once that's
君は
done.
若いのに、気を張りすぎて生きてる。勉強とかも少しサボって、本当にやりたいことってのを、探してみたらどうだい？
You're too tense for someone so young. Try skipping a class or two and search for something that you really want to do.
そうすれば、 君のお母さんが自分のことをどれだけ愛しているか気づく余裕も生まれるさ。
If you do that, you might give yourself time to realize just how much your mother loves you.
つなが
Yasunaga?
お見通しですか。
So you see that too?
そして、すべてが終わった時には、
And when it's all over,
改めて、信じてください。
please believe me again.
わかりました。
Very well. Believe him again? He kind of risks something there.
オリベ、ヨシスグ
Yoshisugu Oribe-kun.
俺は、信じねえ。
I ain't believing.
君。君もまた、それでいい。
Yes, and that's perfectly fine for you.
君も兄貴と同じだ。責任感が強くて、お母さんのことが大好きで、それらすべてに不安を持っている、当たり前の少年。
You are like your brother. You have a strong sense of responsibility, love your mother, and are very anxious about everything. You're a normal boy, really.
そして、兄貴が頭で戦うのに対し、君は肝っ玉で戦うことができる男だ。
And while your brother fights with brains, you can fight with guts.
君は君で、もっと自由に暴れられる場所を探してみるといい。頭より根性がいる分野なんて、いくらでもある。
You need to find a place where you can go wild more freely. There's tons of professions that need guts instead of brains.
兄貴の背中じゃなく、未踏の道を追い求めなさい。
Instead of following your brother, try to chase untrodden land.
あと、お母さんを大事にな。確かな絆があっても、きつい言葉は少しずつ、それを弱らせるものだよ。
Also treasure your mother. Though there's a clear bond between you and her, harsh words weaken it little by little.
よしつぐ
Yoshisugu?
一般論として、信じなさい。
That's a fact, believe it.
わかったよ。
Alright.
もっち、
Mochi.
食べれたぞ。
I've been waiting for this. And I kinda wanna see us end the old wolf guy right here instead of talking to him. Let's see how this goes. I've been waiting for this.
君は別に、信じなくていいや。
Good, and honestly, you don't need to believe. Oh?
でも、面白そうだろこの先。
But you're interested in what's gonna happen next,
じゃあ
right?
な。
Yep.
オッケー。楽しみにしてなさい。ただあれだ。
Good, then look forward to it, though.
自分が興味ないと思ってるものが、興味深いものに繋がってるかもしれない。いつか、興味が湧くかもしれない。
The things you're not interested in might lead to something interesting or just become
例
interesting.
えば、人の気持ちとか、恋心とかな。
It could be feelings like
おい
love.
ねえ。
Love, huh?
そういうのも、目を向けてみな。でないといずれ何かを失っても、痛みにすら気づけないぞ。
Try facing it head on, otherwise, if you end up losing something, you won't even notice the pain.
本当はもう、全部わかってるんだろ
You already know everything, don't you?
わかんないけど、わかったよ。
I don't, but I do.
牧島、はるちゃん、
Harumakishima-chan?
リナ、神様。
No god.
なんじゃ狼殿
What is it, Okami Dono?
あ、ここで一つみんなの誤解を解こう。安永くん、もっち、この方は、本物の神様だ。
Let me start by clearing everyone's misunderstanding. Yasunaga-kun Mochi, this is a real god. Huh?
そりゃあおかしい。僕らの秘密はスーパーハルちゃんなんだから。お
That can't-
呼べ。言っちゃった。
That can't be right. She's our secret Super Haru-chan. Oh no, I said it.
ああ、 きっかけはそうだ。
Yes, that's how it started
両
out.
親を失い、祖父からも冷たくされ、大人の気を引きたくて、小さな春ちゃんが生み出した、イナ。
After losing her parents and getting the cold shoulder from her grandfather, she wanted to get the adults' attention and created No,
復活させてしまった神様さ。
resurrected this god.
なんじゃ、それは。
What do you mean?
まあ、説明すると難しいんですが、
It's a bit hard to explain.
皆さん全員の中に神様はいます。
There's God inside of you all.
なぜなら、皆さんが不死吉という地で生まれ、育ってきたという、厳然たる事実があるから。
After all, you all were born and grew up in Fushioshi, and that's a fact. That was a
私
fact.
は僕らには逆らえない。
That is why you can't rebel against
か
us.
つて大昔、夕霧立つ日に、僕らを殺した後ろめたさが、神様の記憶として受け継がれてるから。
The guilt from killing us long ago on that misty day had been inherited by you as a memory of God.
それよりもさらに昔、山という闇に怯え暮らし、ひたすら安穏を願って祈りを捧げた記憶があるから。
You also have even older memories of fearing the dark mountain and praying for peace.
はるちゃんが嘘の仮面を作ろうとした時に、
Thus, when Haru-chan tried to create a false mask,
記憶の中の神様を完全な形で蘇らせることができてしまった。
God couldn't resurrect from these memories in a perfectly stable
だ
form.
からはるちゃんは
That was why Haru-chan
神様であり、はるちゃんなんです。
is both herself and God.
そうだね、はるちゃん。
Right, Haru-chan?
それを暴いて、どうするの？
What's the point of revealing
人
it?
から見れば、私はただ、狂ってるだけよ。
People still think I'm simply insane.
そして、貴様も狂っておられよう。幾千度落ちて、ここにいたり、神をも騙そうとするか、町のお方よ。
Alright, it looks like it's time, so I'm gonna let this play out and then call it. Doesn't look like I have much time for anything else, so once he's done going through everyone, then that's it. Alright, and you are insane yourself. No city dweller. You rose thousands of times, arrived here, and are now trying to trick a god?
いいえ、はるちゃん。そして、いいえ、神様。
No Haru-chan and no god.
はるちゃんは、狂ってない。僕も、神様の怖さはよく知ってる。
Haru-chan isn't insane. I also know how scary God can be.
でも君には、それすらも自分のものにしてしまえる、とても強い芯がある。
But you have a strong heart that lets you make even that your own.
神様が出てこなくなっても、君の強さは残る。
Even if God stops appearing, your strength will never fade.
この先、休みずを救うのは君だと確信する。だから君は、悪くなれ。
I am certain that only you can save Yasumizu, so become a villain.
どんな他人の押し付けの正しさからも自由な、美しい悪になって、自由自在に羽ばたいてくれ。
Be an evil that's free from everyone's idea of what's right and fly free as you
この
wish.
力強さが、きっと、この地の人々すべてを引っ張り上げる、原動力になるだろう。
That strength will surely become a driving force raising up everyone living in this
僕
land.
らは、いや、僕は、それが見てみたいんだ。
No, I want to see that.
できる、かな。
Can I really do that?
まあ、千里眼で、もう見たからね。
Yes, I saw it with my clairvoyance.
勝手なことを言うな！ 二眼は蛇に奪われた。この娘の体は我のものじゃ。
Do not be so brazen before me. The clairvoyance was stolen by the snake. This girl's body is mine.
出てこなくなる。甘く見なさるな。山は読み、読みは闇じゃ。
Me? Stop appearing? Do not make light of me. The mountain is Yomi, and Yomi is
この
darkness.
地に人が絶えぬ限り、人から恐れが消えぬ限り、我は滅びぬ。
As long as people live here and continue to fear, I shall never fade.
ええ、知っています。
Yes, I know.
は？
Huh?
誰があなたを滅ぼそうなどと言いましたか？
Who said anything about making you fade? Huh?
あなたがいなかったら、僕らがいなくなった後、誰がこの場所の神になるんですか？
If you disappear, who will be the local god when we're gone?
まあ、昔のような好き放題はできないでしょうけどね。外はいろんな神やら概念やらで大騒ぎですから。
Well, I don't think you'll be able to do whatever you want, though. The outside world is full of various gods, concepts, and all that.
それでも、この場所はあなたの庭で、ここにいるみんながあなたの家族です。
But even so, this is your garden. Everyone here is your family.
もう忘れられた神という孤独に生きなくてもいいでしょう。
You don't have to live as a lonely, forgotten god anymore, do you?
あなたは復権してください。
Please reinstate yourself.
待たれよ。その、
Well, wait, but huh?
皆さん、
Everyone.
僕ら狼は今日をもって休みずの、そして不死吉の神ではなくなります。
Starting today, we Okami will no longer be Yasumizu's and Fushiyoshi's gods.
僕らも、僕らから生まれた神内明神も、お守りも、
We return our great Lord Shinai's and the Guardian's divinity.
すべての真意は、見事復活を果たされた、古の神へと返します。
Back to the newly resurrected ancient god.
彼女の社を建て、祀ってください。
Please build her a shrine and worship
彼
her.
女の真意を、恐れ敬ってください。
Please fear and revere her divinity.
かつて人柱に意を奪われ、作り物の神に踏みつけられながらも、人柱と手を結び、神座に返り咲いた彼女の物語。
She once lost her divinity to the sacrifices, then survived being trampled over by a fabricated god, then joined hands with the sacrifices and bloomed back into divinity.
そして、彼女の名前を語り始め、そして、彼女についてください。
And please speak her name and make sure it is passed down.
ああ、ついでに、狼とか他のお守りとか、新内さんのことも、ちょろっと書き添えておいてくださいね。
Oh, and do mention the Okami, the Guardians, and Shinai every now and then. Oh my! Now I'm being reminded of Nietzsche's saying that I mentioned once. I don't know the full thing of it, but what I do know is the God is dead for we killed him part. And that's kind of what I'm being reminded of right now.
歴史的経緯を残すことは大事ですし、忘れられたら、それはそれで困るんで。
It's important to know your history, and it'd be bad if people forgot. And that's a funny thing too, because there's this saying a lot that those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. But there's kind of a second part to it, not like an official one, but more so part of a joke one that joke meme that I remember seeing that actually fits pretty well. It's like those who don't study history are doomed to repeat it. But those who do are doomed to stand by and watch as everyone else repeats it. So that's kind of how things are with our world, but this part just reminds me of the first part that most people know about. It's just those that think and see the hilarity of it that notice the second part. But it's not officially part of it as far as I know. It's just something that's widely acknowledged among people knowledgeable in history.
お願いしましたよ、皆さん。
I'm counting on you, everyone. They nodded.
そうすれば、やがては滅びる人の器にこだわらずとも良いでしょう。
Now you won't have to be so fixated on your fragile human body.
神様。
Right, God?
我は
I...
ああ、泣かないでください。はるちゃんが戸惑っちゃいますよ。
please don't cry, Haru-chan will be uncomfortable.
すまぬな。
My
さ
apologies.
っきああ言った手前、人には優しくしてやってくださいね。
Also, do be kind to the humans.
約束する。
Very well, I promise.
本当に。ありがとう。我は嬉しいぞ。町の
Thank you so much. I am so happy, City
狼
Dweller.
殿。
No. Akami Dono.
ああ、はるちゃんぐっしゃぐしゃだ。ほら、ハンカチとかないけど、この辺で拭くといい。
Oh man, Haru-chan's all teary. I don't have a handkerchief or anything, so use the edge of the dress. Or just give her a shoulder to cry on, Mochi.
もっちってば。なんか。
Mochi. Oh,
触れない
Mochi.
な。
Mochi, you literally never change, do you?
己だけは最後まで我を恐れまいな。
To the very end, you are the only one who does not fear me.
うん。はるちゃんははるちゃんだ。神様も含めて、はるちゃんだ。
Yeah, you're Haru-chan even with God.
社ができるまで我も守ってくれるか。
Could you protect me until I have a
はる
shrine?
ちゃんのついでにね。
Along with Haru-chan?
やっすん、そういうことでいい？
Yasun, what do you say?
あ、
Yeah,
僕の妹をよろしく頼む。
she's like a little sister to me. Sister to me. Take care of
じゃ
her.
ん、
Old man.
この格好をなんとかせ。
Do something about those clothes.
チェ。はるちゃんは？
Haru-chan.
これからのモッチー次第。
Depends on what you're like. Okay.
あと
Also,
ここまでありがとう春秋。
thanks for everything, Haruaki. Wait. She knows us? Cause in these loops, she shouldn't be knowing us, but how does she? Is it thanks to her other personality? Because as far as I know, she shouldn't know anything.
ま、そういうことだから。
Yeah, anyway, that's how it is.
あ
Good. Goodbye, Haru-chan.
あ、一つ連絡です。これが済んだら、皆さん10分以内に最低限の荷物をまとめて、サラナガに降りてください。
Another thing, once this is over, take whatever you can within 10 minutes and go to Saranaga.
そこに、僕の妻がいます。彼女の指示に従って、 脱出してください。
You'll find my wife there, follow her directions, and escape this place. Everyone complied.
あと、狼じじいさん。あなただけ、広場に残っててください。
Also, old man, cried Wolf, you stay in the plaza. Yes, stay in the plaza so we can beat you. いひひ。
さて、
Now,
ごめんね。待たせて。
sorry for keeping you waiting.
芹沢、千恵美さん。
Jamie Serizawa-san. No.
君のこれまでは、神様の意を狩る、下道の悪意によって踏みにじられた人生だった。
Your life was one of torment at the hands of malicious lowlifes who wielded the might of God.
言ってるでしょ
I said no.
君は恐れ、もだえ苦しみ、周りと衝突をしながらも、力を求めた。
You feared and
その
suffered.
力を求め続けた。
You feared and suffered while clashing with others and seeking more power. You spent your life wanting to be stronger.
その結果、君には僕らや神様が見えるようになった。
That's why you began to see us in God.
あなたは神様じゃない
You're not
そ
God.
の結果、君は神を手にかける資格を得るに至った。
Because of this, you gained the right to harm God.
神様は殺せない
God can't be killed. Yes, God can be killed, Serizawa.
普通はそうだ。でも、殺せないわけじゃない。
Normally, yes, but it's not unkillable.
名を与え、後継を廃し、その資格を受けし英雄が生まれ、そのための武器を手に取れば、
Give it a name, get rid of its successors, create a hero that qualifies for the cause, and give him or her the right weapon. Basically, make everyone agree,
神は殺せる。
and you can kill a god.
資格は他ならぬ僕が与えよう。
I myself give you that right, give you the right. No!
僕の娘、こっちへおいで。
Come to me, my daughter. Okay.
あなたをやりたくなんかない
I don't want to kill you. I called Mako over and hugged her tightly.
さあ、
Now,
構えなさい。
aim. The sawed-off shotgun slipped out of her sleeve. She couldn't resist at all.
ここまで、本当に、よく頑張りました。
Well done on everything you did so far. At this moment, I felt like I was speaking for someone other than me.
これで、最後のお願いです。
This is my last wish. No!
撃ちなさい。
Shoot. The barrel spewed fire, and my body, still holding Mako, soared into the air. Alright. I want to wait for a picture here, but it is what I wanted to end at. So let's see. Not like I could actually die though. Alright. This looks like a good point to stop here. So I'm gonna save here and call it. Alright. I thank you all for coming. If you're watching this over on YouTube and you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and share this with anybody else that you think might enjoy this. And if you'd like the chance to chill with me again, be sure to hit the bell hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon to hopefully be notified of when I'll be live again. As for when I'll be live again, I want to say tomorrow, but I'm not sure on that. All I know for sure is that this is the first definite week that it's going to be short on streams, unless I don't get through this chapter tomorrow. Then I'll probably add in a weekend stream in that. But I usually try to keep people up to date on that stuff over in the posts tab on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check there on that. And if you guys are watching this on Twitch, you all know what to do. Speaking of Twitch, let me try and find someone to raid. Let's see. I think we need something. Yeah. And it looks like we've got more first chapter up here, so we are going to be raiding the Raria Kitty again. She's still going through first chapter. She was nice and cool and chill last time I tried raiding her, so we'll give her another chance here. Okay. Give her my regards and tell her I'll be there when I can. With that out of the way, I thank you all again for coming. Bye.